Hi everybody, it's the Ruthless Jobber here. Welcome back to the channel. This is episode 2 of our Underground Wrestling UK series. We are going to kick off our first proper event. We had a kind of behind closed doors event for just people that are involved in the wrestling industry and sort of media types, that sort of thing. This is the first proper show. This is the one that's going to be broadcast on Remix. We are going to start. I want to be very transparent with this series, as I said in the last episode. So, a lot of behind the scenes. I might not go through this particular page every show, but let's go through the motions for the very first one. I always skip give the night off because I know what I'm like. I'll give someone the night off and then realise I wanted to use them. So, we're going to skip that. Venue or location, I'm going to go ahead and just choose the one that we used last time. So, the capacity is 255. We're expected 236, so that kind of works for us. I'm quite happy with that. We'll keep that one for the moment. Eventually we'll have to sort of move on. Broadcasters, yes, we do have a broadcaster. Automatic selection, we are on a Remix. Use this selection, yes, thank you very much. Booking team meeting, right, Joe Cabri. We've got 96. We need 30 to run this particular show, so that's only going to give us what 60. Oh, 78. Okay, I miscalculated or misread. I did rush it, I must admit. Okay, so let's have a look then. What are we going to let's give ourselves a creative finish. I think for 50, we can't afford anything else. Likely to succeed, which is lucky, so we haven't been given a dud there, hopefully. Locker room incidents. Have we got anything going on? Ryback got into a heated argument with a fan. Yeah, I'm not sold on keeping Ryback around. I mean, obviously for popularity purposes, he's going to be useful for a couple of shows, but I'm really not fussed about keeping him. So, our head of talent relations, Doug Williams, responded with giving him a stern warning, and it had a negative effect on Ryback. Yeah, we're not going to keep him around for long. And that's it for locker room incidents. Address the locker room. Okay, it's our first show. Let's give them some inspiration. Yeah, it's fine. Can't use it for 60 days after this. It seemed to work. They are fired up and buzzing with anticipation. Okay, I have pre-booked all of the matches. Basically, you'll see in a minute, obviously, when I go through stuff, but we're going to have a gauntlet match for the title. Anyone who's seen some of my series way back in the past probably know where I'm going with this. I want to be transparent. I will be transparent, but I'll take you through that in the next part when we go through the show and the angles and everything. But yeah, we're basically going to have tonight's going to be the qualifying matches for the gauntlet match, and then next month, the Friday Fight Night, we'll have the actual gauntlet match. So I'm going to go ahead and sort of book everything up, and then I'll take you through, kind of the process and my thought process for everything, and sort of tell you where we're going, and then we'll look at the results. We're going to kick the show off with a couple of pre-show matches, just a few guys that weren't used or didn't have a match in the main show. Mastiff and Shah Samuels are involved in a couple of angles. Unfortunately, we had to have a face and a heel team up here because we didn't have equal amounts of both, which is unfortunate. The first segment then, or the first sort of main segment, Lacey Von Erich is going to open the show. We got her rated on working the crowd, so hopefully, just get the crowd buzzing a little bit. Part 2, Jackie Polo, who is also rated on working the crowd, and Mastiff comes out kind of looking intimidating. Basically, Jackie Polo, who is Mastiff's manager, declares Mastiff as the first underground wrestling champion. He says Mastiff has many regional titles from around the UK and Ireland. It's only fair that these titles get unified into the Underground Wrestling Championship. And then Vlad Radinov comes out in part 3, and we are rating him on working the crowd as well. I don't always use working the crowd. It does depend on, because they're not really cutting promos, but they are sort of talking. So Radinov comes out, he's got like a wad of paper in his hand or a clipboard or something, and he's like, this is in breach of the underground wrestling rules and regulations. You can't do that. You can't just declare someone as champion. So he says what we'll do is we'll have a gauntlet match that will take place at the next show, and that will declare our first champion. And Polo kind of counters and says, okay, all right, I'm not happy with it, but fine if I'm in breach of the rules. But due to the fact that Mastiff is a multi-champion in various places, he should automatically qualify. And Radnos says, okay, I think that's fair enough. The rest of the qualifying matches will take place tonight. So that is the first segment. We then have a run of 3 qualifying matches. I won't go through them all individually because I think that how they win and why they win isn't really important at the moment. The reason they win is because I want them in the gauntlet match. And again, it's not really developing a story if they win by DQ or whatever. So I won't go through these. Going forward, I do want the majority of matches in shows to. I will sort of take you through stuff. Clicked on that purely by accident. But I can give you the winners. I mean, we've got Tyson T-Bone winning this one. Rampage Brown will win against Omari, and Von Wagner will beat Prince Amin. Then we have got Angel Cruz. He will be interviewing. How do you pronounce this one? Donovan Dijak. I'm sure I've asked that question already. Basically, we didn't have Dijak on the show in a match, so let's get him on there. He's one of our major stars. So he is interviewed, and kind of the reason he's not fighting tonight is that he is just recovering from injury. He'll be back in time for the next show, and he's looking forward to it. And he really thinks that he's going to make an impact. Yeah, he's raring to go. So yeah, just a kind of basic interview there, just to get him on the show. He was, as I say, we've got 2 major stars. One of them's him, and the other one's Shelton Benjamin. Shelton Benjamin's retiring, so we're going to have one. So yeah, let's get him on the show. Let's use him. So I did the basic. Angel Cruz was the interviewer, and Donovan was being interviewed. Some more matches, qualifiers. We've got Blake beating Charlie Sterling. Big Damo beats Martin Kirby. Then we've got a promo video, and I've just put this as a don't try this at home video. It's not really what I wanted to do, but being our first show, and everyone's sort of used in some capacity, apart from obviously some of these guys here, but they're not big enough to sort of give them a promo video. So I just did, don't try this at home. So it's a show reel of like a lot of our big stars. It's a taped, pre-taped angle as well, video. I've put it down as hype because it's kind of hyping our guy. I didn't really know what else to do. I could have put serious or generic, I suppose. But I thought, we've got sort of a bit of a show reel of our wrestlers, sort of maybe faking injuries or getting injured. It is a don't try this at home. But the main purpose was to get Madman Manson on the show. And bearing in mind, I'm only really using him as a voiceover. It's always going to be a pre-taped video with him, really. But yeah, I want the audience, in inverted commas, to get used to the fact that we do have this voiceover person, and he'll be our kind of guy that will talk over sort of videos like this. And I've rated him on what did I put him down as? Madman Manson working the crowd. Again, he's not cutting a promo. It's not. There wasn't really anything else here that I didn't think I could sort of put him as. Segment host, maybe. Do you know what? Let's change it to segment host. I think that might make a little bit more sense. What's his name? Madman Manson. Segment host. Yeah, update that. That might make a little bit more sense. And then we just got some of the sort of bigger stars on the actual video. More matches, more qualifying matches. Yeston Reese will beat Rory Coyle, and Saxon Huxley beats Jack Jester. Jack Jester's only unimportant, which I was a little bit disappointed about. I would really, really like to use him in a big way. He's probably a little bit too old to start thinking about pushing him as a real big main eventer. So, yeah, might have to kind of rethink what I sort of do with him. Then we've got Dave Mastiff cutting a promo on Davey Boy Smith. So the idea here is that Davey Boy Smith is already out for his match, where he takes on Gursinder Singh. And Dave Mastiff comes out, and he's just decided to pick on Davey Boy Smith. You think you're going to have a chance in the gauntlet match. First of all, you've got to get through your opponent here, but then you haven't got a chance. You're just a nobody. You're no better than your useless drug addict father. So I suppose Jackie Polo would be doing a lot of the work here. Although I haven't put him here, I'm not sure how the new game works, actually. If I put him here, does it still come down that he's helping Dave Mastiff? I'm going to put him here and see what happens. Let's put him down as cutting a promo then as well. So yeah, kind of see what happens. So yeah, really sort of digging into Davy Boy Smith about, his legend of a father was just a druggie. He had one tiny little success, in the early 90s, and nothing ever came of it. The other reason we've done this is we do have a storyline active between Davy Boy Smith and Mastiff, so we kind of needed to advance that as far as the game's concerned. And yeah, we put in a road agent note here as Mastiff getting a minor storyline victory. Okay, let's move on. Then we have the actual qualifier. Davy Boy Smith does win this one. And then our main event, we've got Grado taking on Shelton Benjamin. And we're giving Grado the win. Absolutely no point in giving Shelton Benjamin the win because he's retiring. We won't be able to use him. And hopefully Grado can get a bit of pop. Because as I say, Shelton Benjamin is our sort of biggest star, really, as far as pop is concerned. Then after the match, Shah Samuels comes out and cuts a promo on Grado. Basically, part one is Grado celebrating, sort of working the crowd and celebrating. And then I got part two. I switched these around because I forgot to put. I forgot. Basically, I just messed up. So part one is second. Shah Samuels comes out, cuts a promo. Grado, you're a has been. You've been top of this industry before. I left it too late to put in my application tonight for this gauntlet match, so I'm not involved. But whatever happens, you've probably got the biggest chance of winning this, other than Mastiff, and I'll be coming for you, pal. If you do, you won't have a very long reign at all. Again, the reason we've done this is we have a storyline between Shah Samuels and Grado, so let's advance that. So that's kind of my thinking. It's not a very in-depth one for this show. It's our first show. Lots of matches and not too many angles. Our shows going forward will not have this many matches. They're all very short, and that's not really what I want to do. But let's go ahead then and take a look at the results. Let's see what we get. Pre-show matches then, we've got Donovan Dijak and Lou Nixon. We had Dijak get the win. I didn't think he wouldn't. I didn't choose the winner for these. I tend not to do that for pre-show matches now, unless there is someone specific I want to get over. The wrestling rating was 40, 20 crowd, 46 overall. And then the tag team match, so Adam Maxted is a heel, Simon Miller's a face, taking on two heels of Mastiff and Shah Samuels. And we had Mastiff and Samuels get the win in 11 minutes 37. Mastiff pinned Simon Miller with a lariat. Yet again, I didn't choose the winner. 45 wrestling, 24 crowd, 46 overall. We're going to start getting gimmick changes and stuff now. Actually, there shouldn't be too many because we did that in the last show, which was untelevised. So, okay, one of our referees there getting a gimmick change. So, yeah, there shouldn't actually be too many of those. Then we've got the angle, the opening to the sort of main broadcast show. Didn't do very well, 35 overall. I've already gone through what happens. I'm not going to go through it again. So the first qualifier, Tyson T-Bone getting the win here in 3 minutes 33. I don't think our match results are going to be great. I don't want to do short matches. We just kind of had to tonight to get, cram them all in. We've got 9 qualifying matches, Mastiff qualifying automatically. We've got 9 matches here. So 35 for the wrestling, 15 crowd, 31 overall. Tyson T-Bone getting 43. I'm just checking these for the after show speech. I'm bound to forget who did the best. Omari and Rampage Brown. Rampage Brown getting the win in 7 minutes 43. 37 wrestling, 24 crowd, 42 overall. That's a bit better. 42 rating from Rampage Brown. Got a gimmick change, have we? Is he another referee? I think he must be another referee. Rating of very good. Referee gimmick. Okay. So 37. I think I've gone through that, didn't I? 37 wrestling, 24 crowd, 42 overall. Von Wagner getting the win against Prince Amin. 42 wrestling, 20 crowd, 32 overall. Von Wagner getting 45. That's our highest so far, isn't it? So that's good. Von Wagner, he obviously wasn't on the last show then. Okay, his gimmick got adequate, no penalties or bonuses. Next. Oh, yes, the interview with Donovan Dijak from Angel Cruise. 49, pretty decent. Blake beating Charlie Sterling in 8 minutes 25 by count out. This was our Steal the Show match. 35 wrestling, 21 crowd, 39 overall. 49 from Charlie Sterling. I'm really pleased with that. because he's quite low down the card. Okay, that's got to be worth bearing in mind. Big Damo getting the win against Martin Kirby in 5 minutes 50. He did cheat though. He won by hitting Kirby with a foreign object. 41 wrestling, 25 crowd, 51 overall. Best match so far. Big Damo getting a 55. So at the moment, Big Damo and Charlie Sterling are looking like the best here on the show so far. And then we've got the Don't Try This at Home, 28. Yeah, I'm not anticipating any great ratings from these voiceover things, but I wanted to get Madman Manson in. I mean, we can rethink it. We don't have to continue. We'll see. We'll see how they go. Yeston Reese beating Rory Coyle in 3 minutes 32 by submission. 31 wrestling, 16 crowd, 30 overall. Yeah, nothing special from either of these guys really. Well, Yeston Reese with 39 isn't bad. Most of our guys, our highest so far has been early 40s, so 39 isn't too far off the mark. Jack Jester taking the loss against Saxon Huxley in 7 minutes 10. This was a roll up, so I kind of had this as a bit of a surprise sort of pin. 31 wrestling, 18 crowd, 35 overall. Again, nothing over special from the guys here. And then we've got the Mastiff cutting the promo on Davey Boy Smith. Tooling trash, apparently. That obviously meant to say talking trash about his father, the British Bulldog. And yeah, the storyline advanced and gained heat. Jackie Poe doesn't say he helped him, so I'm not sure. If I'd left him off of the angle, would it have said that he helped Mastiff? That's what the old game did. 33 overall. And then the match getting a 37. Davey Boy Smith getting the win in 5 minutes 15. 43 wrestling, 22 crowd, 37 overall. 47 from Davey Boy Smith Jr. So at the moment we're looking at Big Damo, and I've already forgotten the other one. I need to write these down. But I think Davey Boy Smith might be worth sort of giving him a hug or something. And then the main event, the last qualifying match, I think this was the right decision. 50 overall. Was that our best match? Or did we get a 54? Can't remember. Great heat, decent wrestling. Grado getting the win in 10 minutes 2 seconds by disqualification. This was still the show as well. Alright, messed up there. Probably meant that to be something else, but oh well, never mind. Yeah, 50 overall. 42 wrestling, 30 crowd. Shelton Benjamin getting a 49. I'm not going to use him though. He's going. I'm not going to give him a hug or anything. And then post match, we've got the Shah Samuels promo, and that's pretty good. Getting a 59 for part one, part one, and the storyline advancing, rating of 40. What do we get for the show? 50. That's good. I mean I can't remember. We're not insignificant. We might be small, but I'm thinking tiny. 50 is a really good score. Very pleased with that. Let's address the locker room then. I've already forgotten. I have actually already forgotten. Big Dame, Davy Boy Smith and Big Damo. Let's just do those two. It's not. Let's just say great performance. Big Damo I was impressed with. I can't remember the other guy. I'm going to have to start writing these down. Complimented on a good performance. Seemed pleased. Actually, I did notice there that Big Damo got a compliment in the last show as well. Financial report. We have lost money on this. We will at the moment. I have got ticket prices now. The first show was free. The rest aren't. Merchandise isn't great. Hopefully, sponsorship can claw some of that back. And the popularity recap. Yeah, we've gone up in quite a few areas. We're broadcasting around the world, I think. Certainly these areas, obviously. Yeah, quite happy with that. We didn't gain in Southern England. Well, we gained minor in Southern England. We gained 1 whole point in Scotland. We'll have a quick look at the emails, even though I think normally they're just sort of the usual kind of thing. So, yeah, our rating for our first fight night, 2,118 viewers. And our regional battle, 2nd out of 4. Yeah, but not bad. 2nd out of 4, halfway. Okay, let's have a look at a couple of little things. Just the storylines, really. There's not a lot to show at this early stage. So extremely hot for the Foot Soldier and extremely hot for Disrespect the Bulldog. Okay, that's a good start then for our storylines. Quite happy with that. I think what I'm going to do in the next show is I'm going to consider introducing a couple more stories actually, because a gauntlet match is a really good place to start stories, because you can have someone who feels they were cheated out of getting eliminated, or someone interferes to get someone eliminated. We'll probably do something like that in the next show when we have the gauntlet match. I'm probably going to have Mastiff win. I'm not 100% sure yet. Let me know if you think I should go a different route. So that's going to be the end of this episode. What I might do going forward as well, this is going to be a very fluid series. We might not run the show in the next episode. We might just go through the storylines and stuff and then book the show. And then in the next episode, we'll go through the results. I want it to be very fluid. I don't want every episode going to be, here's the show's results, here's the show's results. You know, I want it to be a little bit, maybe some episodes we won't even have a show. If there's lots to do behind the scenes, if there's lots to discuss and talk about, hopefully you guys are going to interact with me on this one. It's going to be very fluid. Join me for the next one. Take care, everybody. Goodbye.